What's good, guys? Welcome back to the last minute full card predictions, where we go over all 12 fights, breaking down each and every single one of these fights, judging our last and final predictions based off of the face-offs. So here we go. Without further ado, I want to mention everybody made weight. We got a bunch of professionals on this card, so you know what that means. It's gonna be a good night for some fights. So one thing I'll ask, just give me a like. Last thing I'll ask for it. Let's go. Without further ado, I'm glad that everybody made weight. So here we go. Full card, last minute predictions. Let's get it. Without further ado, Juliana Miller versus Ivana Petrović. We know Juliana Miller was a plus 200 earlier this week. Ivana minus 265. Now Juliana Miller plus 184. Ivana Petrović minus 230. This is going to be one of those fights where it could get really dicey, it could get really sketchy, it could get really ugly. Juliana Miller is very new to her pro MMA career, only 3-3. She's an Ultimate Fighter champion, comes forward, always looks to fight. She can grapple as well. I'd say her fight IQ isn't the best, and it's a little bit of a massive red flag. She tends to fight based off of grit. Once on top, she can maintain some decent control. She's going to be matched up against Ivana Petrović, 7-2. Very good grappler, good striking as well. Ivana is coming off a loss to Jamie Linhorth by split decision. She had good cage control, can get you down. Once down, she knows exactly what she's doing, always hunts for subs. We know what we're going to get with these two ladies. So let's go over the props. Juliana Miller by KO plus 1,100. One thing I want to say, guys, if you guys want to get to the juice props, just get to the last 1 minute, last 30 seconds of each timestamp, and that's when I tell you my best props. So we're going to go over method of victories, totals, will this fight go the distance, and double chances. So here we go. Juliana Miller by KO plus 1,400. Miller by sub plus 700. Miller by decision plus 380. Ivana by KO plus 750. Ivana by sub plus 500. Ivana by decision plus 115, which is something that I really like, by decision at a plus 115. I don't know if she's going to be able to finish Juliana Miller, but we know Juliana Miller is not that good as well. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, at a minus 186. No, at a plus 146. Over 2.5 minus 230. Under 2.5 plus 178. Juliana Miller by KO or on points plus 290. Miller by sub or points plus 210. Ivana Petrović by KO on points minus 140. Ivana by submission on points minus 165. So I don't think Ivana has enough power to, you know, maybe she can get a ground and pound TKO, but if anything, she might get a submission, in my opinion. Give me Ivana Petrović by submission on points at a minus 165. I'll take the over 2.5 at a minus 230. Give me Ivana by decision at a plus 115. And just to get a little safe, just in case there's a Hail Mary, give me Ivana by KO or on points at a minus 140. I think Ivana Petrović should be able to win this fight by 29-28 unanimous decision. Let's go, my girl. Let's go. But how bad is Juliana Miller? Because she looks smoking. So let's go. Just look at how these girls face. Look at these girls. Look at these girls. It can't get better than this. Giyat! Giyat! All right, so let's get it. 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 Thomas Petersen versus Don'Tale Mayes. Another banger matchup. This fight card can't get any better. Don'Tale Mayes, you guys know in my 6 best bets, Thomas Petersen is in there. Don'Tale Mayes plus 245, Thomas Petersen minus 320, but we know Thomas Petersen was a minus 265 around Wednesday, so if you got some value there, there's some value to be made. A good scrap. I can imagine this scrap getting sloppy. Thomas Petersen is coming off of that loss to Shamil Gaziev by KO. We know Don'Tale Mayes lost to Shamil by decision. Very, very close. We know MMA math doesn't always work, so don't pay too much attention to that. Prior to that, Thomas Petersen has a great ability to slow down the fight, make this his fight. We saw that on full display with his win against Mo Usman. Prior to that, he lost to Jamal Pogues, but if you guys watch 6 Best Bets, we know Jamal Pogues and Thomas Petersen have put in some work together. Petersen can hold you down, get you against the fence. Once against the fence, he works the clinch. Over and over, he's good at control. Matched up against heavy-handed Don'Tale Mayes. I think if Don'Tale Mayes is going to win this fight, it's probably by KO. He's going to throw the entire kitchen sink. And I don't want to say that's his only way to win, but that's his most likely way to win. So, in my opinion, I'm going to be taking Thomas Petersen to win this fight. I like the money line, but let's go over the props. Thomas Petersen by KO plus 400. Petersen by sub plus 1,600. Petersen by decision plus 140, which is something that I really like. I think this card might get a lot of decisions, but we don't know until we're there. Don'Tale Mayes by KO plus 500. Mayes by sub plus 1,600. Mayes by decision plus 550. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, at a minus 128. No, at a plus 100. So it gets a little dicey right there. Over 2.5 minus 158. Under 2.5 plus 124. Petersen by KO on points minus 170. Petersen by submission on points minus 130. Don'Tale Mayes by KO on points plus 230. Don'Tale Mayes by submission on points plus 430. So, for this fight, give me Thomas Petersen at a minus 320 money line. I'm going to take the over 2.5 at a minus 158. I'm going to take Thomas Petersen by decision at a plus 140. And give me double chance Thomas Petersen by KO or on points at a minus 170. Just in case it gets dicey. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a submission, because Petersen by submission on points is a minus 130. There's some value right there as well. So in this case, I'm going to take Petersen money line, Petersen by KO on points at a minus 170, the over 2.5 at a minus 158, and Petersen by decision at a plus 140. Let's go, my guy. Show us what you got, my guy. Let's go. Up the card, up the card, up the card. Up the card, guys. Up the card. This is going to be an absolute banger scrap as well. Gaston Bolaños versus Quang. Quang was a plus 130. Bolaños was a minus 166 earlier this week. Now Bolaños minus 144. Quang plus 118. There's some money coming in on Quang, if not a lot of money. The majority of money that is betting is going on Quang. I will say, this is an absolute banger matchup. In my opinion, it's one of the people's main events. I'm very well aware of Gaston Bolaños now, especially after him beating Cortavius Ramirez, but we know Cortavius was able to take him down 4 times and was able to control him as well in that fight. What do we know about Quang? Quang Le's a guy who's going to be able to run you down, take you down, work his game, and work. Bolaños has 5 TKOs in the first round, 1 in the second, and 2 wins by decision. Bolaños has been KO'd before and subbed twice. Bolaños is a Muay Thai striker with some serious power, and this guy has an insane spinning back elbow. I am going to be taking Bolaños, but he was taken down multiple times by Cortavius, and we know Cortavius lost position because he chases the submission and then he falls off the back like a dumbass. Matched up against Quang, a little bit of a brawler. I'd say he stays outside the pocket, enters in very well, mixes in some takedowns, but only if needed. Quang is a bit sloppy, as shown in his most recent fight against Long Zhao, where he was KO'd in round 3. He has yet to win in the UFC's 0-2, losing to Chris Gutierrez as well, but that doesn't mean anything. We've seen guys like Reese McKee, who haven't got a win in the UFC, and then they win because they've been facing tough competition over and over again. In this case, I'm going Bolaños, but I want to mention, guys, Quang is majority of money's dog. It's the public dog. Quang is a public dog. Let's go over the props. Gaston Bolaños by KO plus 270. Bolaños by sub plus 2600. Bolaños, I don't think he's going to get a sub. Bolaños by decision plus 210. That's a little bit more likely. Quang by KO plus 600. By sub plus 850. And by decision plus 280. If you're on the side, guys, I like money line for Quang. Will this fight go the distance? Yes at a minus 132. No at a plus 104. Over 2.5 minus 160. Under 2.5 plus 128. Bolaños by KO on points, minus 145. Bolaños by submission on points, plus 180. So in this case, guys, I like Bolaños by KO on points at a minus 145. Quang by KO on points, plus 155. By sub or points, plus 185. Let's not get fancy, guys. Give me Bolaños by KO on points, minus 145. Give me Gaston Bolaños money line, minus 144. Give me the over 2.5 at a minus 160, and give me that this fight goes the distance at a minus 132. And just to get a little sprinkle, let's go Bolaños by decision at a plus 210, just in case Quang is bringing it to him and throwing the entire kitchen sink at him. Let's go Gaston Bolaños by 29-28 unanimous decision, if not by KO. Let's go, my guy Bolaños. Let's go. Next fight, let's go. Gillian Robertson versus Marina Rodriguez. This is one of those fights where we gotta be very aware of these ladies, because these ladies will bring it, and this might go to a split. Marina Rodriguez plus 235, Gillian Robertson minus 320. Now, Gillian Robertson minus 265, Marina Rodriguez plus 210. It seems like the bookies are thinking that this fight might be a little bit closer than a lot of people think. A scrap that if this was made 5 years ago, I'd go Marina Rodriguez all day. Anthony Smith. Marina, 1-4 in her last 5, 1 win being over Michelle Waterson by KO. She lost to Amanda Lemos, Verona Jandaroba, Jessica Andrade by split, and Lasmin Lucindo by split. She has a unique ability of starting off great and then getting taken down and controlled, a bit like Giga Chikadze David Onama. Marina has a good 1-2, great footwork, and when she's on her A game, she is very good in the striking department, if not the boxing department as well. Maybe sprinkling a split decision might be worth it, but we know sometimes if there's a lot of split decisions, this one might not even go split. You know the judges. You know how the judges are. Meanwhile, matched up against Gillian Robertson, who was 4-1 in her last 5. Her most recent loss being to Tabitha Ricci, who we know if you lose to Tabitha Ricci, it's because of the ha 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 ha. She's in your face volume type striker. Gillian has great top control and amazing ability to work. She has very good timing on her takedowns, doesn't shoot out of desperation like Bryce Mitchell, and averages around 3 takedowns per fight. She has 9 submission wins, all-time record holder for the most finishes in the flyweight division. But if you guys know, guys, Gillian Robertson is a little bit of a crazy girl, because Gillian Robertson by sub or points, although she has a 39% takedown accuracy, this can get ugly quick. If she cannot take down Marina Rodriguez, she is fucked. Any girl with a little bit of amount of takedown defense and good boxing will destroy Gillian Robertson, but it's because of the division that we're in that a girl like Gillian Robertson can get away with her style. Robertson by KO plus 1,000. Robertson by sub plus 290. Robertson by decision plus 115. I like Robertson by decision at a plus 115. I don't think she's going to finish Marina. If she does, maybe it's a submission. But Robertson by KO is a plus 1,000, so it's worth a sprinkle. Marina Rodriguez by KO plus 1,000. Marina Rodriguez by sub plus 2,900. Rodriguez by decision plus 370, the most likely outcome. Will this fight go the distance? Yes at a minus 196, no at a plus 152. Over 2.5 minus 225, under 2.5 plus 172. Rodriguez by KO on points plus 250. Rodriguez by submission on points plus 320. Gillian Robertson by KO on points minus 120. Robertson by sub or points minus 230. So, with this fight right here, guys, give me Robertson by decision at a plus 115. I'm going to take that this fight goes the distance at a minus 196. Give me Gillian Robertson by KO or on points at a minus 120. And just because I'm getting greedy, give me Gillian Robertson by submission on points at a minus 230. Let's go, Gillian Robertson for the dub. Show me what you got, my girl. Show me what you got. Red hair, don't care. Now, another banger matchup. Ryan Loder versus Azamat Bekoev. A scrap that I think you better be here to watch this scrap. Minus 360 for Azamat Bekoev, Ryan Loder plus 260. One thing I forgot to mention, guys, is I'm not going to be able to update you guys with the community post, guys. Usually, I'm able to update you guys with the community tab, update you guys with the bets. But this time, Saturday, I work tomorrow, so I'm not going to be able to update you guys. So the best of luck to all of you guys. If you guys need any, tips or anything, just go watch my 6 best bets and lock of the week. We have 2 bonuses, 6 best bets, lock of the week, and a parlay section. So you guys know that I always try to give you the best of my knowledge. So with this fight, Azamat Bekoev minus 360, Ryan Loder plus 260. Azamat Bekoev is now a minus 400, Ryan Loder plus 300. This is an elite scrap for the people who love wrestling. Ryan Loder is a Division I wrestler. We all saw what he did to Robert Valentin, Russian wrestler versus American wrestler. He has excellent timing on his wrestling. Excuse me. He doesn't shoot out of desperation, and he works. Manages distance once. He backs you up against the cage. Ryan Loder looks to capitalize on any mistakes that you make, and he relies on the fence in order to take you down. He pushes you against the fence, and he looks to shoot. He has good striking and can hang with heavy hitters. He has good low kicks, but his grappling is his bread and butter. Matched up against Azamat Bekoev, an athlete with a record of 19-3. If you remember his UFC debut, he absolutely wiped the floor with Zachary Reese and KO'd him with 3 minutes into round 1. Let's go over the props. Azamat Bekoev by KO plus 230. Worth the sprinkle. Bekoev by sub plus 490. We know Bekoev has multiple subs in his career. Bekoev by decision plus 165. Maybe Ryan Loder's tougher than we all expect. He always is tough. Ryan Loder by KO plus 950. Ryan Loder by sub plus 1,300. Ryan Loder by decision plus 650. Will this fight go the distance? Yes at a plus 106. No at a minus 134. Over 2.5 minus 122. Under 2.5 minus 104. Loder by KO on points plus 390. Loder by sub or points plus 450. Azamat Bekoev by KO on points minus 195. Bekoev by submission on points minus 120. So, give me Bekoev money line at a minus 400. I'm going to take Bekoev by KO on points as well. I'm going to take the over 2.5 at a minus 122. And give me Bekoev by KO at a plus 230. And of course, just for a little bit more value, Bekoev by decision at a plus 165. Let's go my guy Bekoev to win this fight by unanimous decision. 29-28, if not by a late round TKO. Let's go my guy Azamat Bekoev. Let's go. It's going to be an absolute banger scrap. Now we got the ladies. Beautiful ladies. Very beautiful ladies. Giyat. So, with this fight right here, Yana Santos plus 112, Miesha Tate minus 142. Now, Miesha Tate minus 144, Yana Santos plus 118. I'm glad Miesha Tate is back. She's been in the UFC since 2013. Miesha Tate is a dog. Yana Santos is coming off of that decision win over Chelsea Chandler, who we all saw get brutally KO'd by Jocelyn Edwards. Yana Santos has an insanely high volume, landing almost 5 significant strikes per minute. She lacks power, but cardio is always on her side, along with wrestling and kicks. Sometimes she can manage to get her opponent down. She can't manage to get her opponent down if her life depended on it. Matched up against the former bantamweight champion, Miesha Tate. She's a very good wrestling. In fact, I believe her wrestling is why she is able to still compete at 38 years old today. She still has amazing technique, brilliant fight IQ, and an undeniable ability to never give up. Miesha Tate is going to be the shorter fighter here, but I think if she takes her down, this fight might be over. Miesha Tate has fought the who's who: Amanda Nunes, Raquel Pennington, Ketlin Vera, Ronda Rousey, and Kat Zingano. She's coming off of that submission win over Julia Alva, but we all know Julia Alva is older than a granny. This is a 1-800 gambler type of fight, but I really love this fight. Let's go over the props. Santos by KO plus 1,000. Santos by sub plus 2,400. Santos by decision plus 160. Miesha Tate by KO plus 1,000. Miesha Tate by sub plus 490. Miesha Tate by decision plus 160. So it's plus 160 for either girl to win by decision. The bookies have no idea who's going to win this fight. Will this fight go the distance? Yes at a minus 290. No at a plus 215. Over 2.5 minus 360. Under 2.5 plus 260. Santos by KO on points plus 120. Santos by submission on points plus 140. Miesha Tate by KO on points plus 115. Miesha by sub or points minus 120. So I am going to do an official pick flip, guys. I really wanted to go Yana Santos. Of course I want to go Yana Santos. I really like her style. But whenever I look at Yana Santos, I feel like a takedown can easily change up this fight, guys. One takedown and this fight is basically done. So with this fight, guys, I think I'm going to make an official pick flip, guys. And I think I'm going to have to go with my girl, Miesha Tate, guys, by decision, guys. I'm going to go Miesha Tate by decision. It's going to be a very close fight, guys, but give me Miesha Tate. So let's go over the props. I'm going to go Miesha Tate money line at a minus 144. Give me that this fight goes the distance at a minus 290. And I'm going to take Miesha Tate by submission on points at a minus 120. Let's go. Official pick flip, guys. Miesha Tate for the dub. Low confidence, but let's go, my girl. Show me what you got. I was on Yana Santos, but I got Miesha Tate. Let's go, Miesha Tate. Show me what you got, my girl. Show me what you fucking got. Mason Jones versus Jeremy Stephens. It's going to be an absolute banger matchup. These guys are willing to absolutely go to war. Mason Jones beat David Onama. He lost to Ludovic Klein and lost to Mike Davis. Both very competitive fights. Plus 400 for Jeremy Stephens. Mason Jones minus 620. Now Mason Jones is a minus 650. Jeremy Stephens plus 440. So with this fight right here, both of these guys will come from the UFC and are now back for an absolute bloodbath. Excuse me. Jeremy will be the hometown guy in Iowa. Jeremy is not the hometown guy. It's Mason Jones, excuse me. Jeremy Stephens entered the UFC in 2007, left in 2021, and now he's back. He's a true vet, very durable, and you know what Jeremy Stephens says. Jeremy Stephens, he says he goes to war. He's a veteran. Not too many guys like him can have the career that this guy has had and have the longevity that this guy has had. He went to PFL when he was 1-2. He went to PFL, went 1-2. Went to bare knuckle, had the most success there. I think he should go back to bare knuckle after this fight because he is a bare knuckle king. Matched up against Mason Jones. Mason Jones has a win over David Onama, surprisingly. Mason Jones is very good, has insanely high takedown defense. He's on a 4-fight win streak, finishing Alexandre Ribeiro, knocking out Jan Liassi, knocking out Bryce Logan, and beating Michael Pigani by decision. Mason Jones has 7 TKO wins. Jones lost to Ludovic Klein in a very close fight. Let's go over the props. Mason Jones by KO plus 200. Jones by sub plus 380. Jones by decision plus 175. I like Mason Jones by decision at a plus 175 because Stephens is tough. He's tough as nails. Jeremy Stephens by KO plus 850. Stephens by sub plus 2,500. Stephens by decision plus 900. If you want to take Stephens by KO to plus 850. Will this fight go the distance? Yes at a plus 124. No at a minus 156. I'll take no at a minus 156. Over 2.5 plus 106. Under 2.5 plus minus 134. Mason Jones by KO on points minus 210. Mason Jones by submission on points minus 135. Jeremy by KO on points plus 460. Jeremy by submission on points plus 700. So with this fight right here, guys, give me Mason Jones. I'm going to take Mason Jones by decision at a plus 175. I'm going to take that this fight doesn't go the distance at a minus 156. Give me Mason Jones by KO on points at a minus 210. And that should be it. Let's go, my guy, Mason Jones for the dub by KO on points. If not by KO, by 29-28, unanimous decision. Let's go, my guy. Show me what you got, my guy. Let's go. Cameron Smotherman versus Serhiy. It can't get better than this. By the way, this guy's actually pretty cool. He's doing the face-offs. He's actually pretty good. He's actually pretty good at doing these face-offs. Plus 124 for Cameron Smotherman. Sidey minus 158. Now, Cameron Smotherman plus 116. Sidey minus 142. One of my most anticipated fights on this card. Smotherman is on a 4-fight win streak, making his UFC debut on short notice against itty baby Jake Hadley. Little baby Jake Hadley. Jake Hadley has a win on PFL with a Scottish twister against Mateus Matos. We know Jake Hadley's alright. He's not the best, but Cameron Smotherman was deducted a point in that Jake Hadley fight because Cameron Smotherman kept on poking. He kept on poking Jake Hadley's eyes. Cameron Smotherman actually has had Adrian Yanez in his corner before. I believe they've trained together as well, so that's very good to hear. Smotherman lost to Charlampus Gregorio by KO straight right to ground and pound. Maybe Smotherman tries to wrestle right here. It's going to be a very tough fight. Sidey was taken down over and over again by Armfield. It's going to be a very, very close fight. Sidey is a tall fighter who likes to brawl. Good job on the outside. Very good. He loves to scrap in the pocket. Sometimes he likes to scrap in the pocket way too much. He has good BJJ, but he's chinny. Let's go over the props. Smotherman by KO plus 440. Smotherman by sub plus 1,200. Smotherman by decision plus 280. I like Smotherman by decision. If he's going to win this fight, it's probably by decision. I don't know if he's going to be able to knock out Sidey because Sidey's very fast. He has a lot of high volume. You're going to have to slow down this fight. Sidey by KO plus 390. Sidey by sub plus 1,100. Sidey by decision plus 190. If you like Sidey, take him by decision at a plus 190. Or even take his money line. Sorry, guys. My nose is itchy. Will this fight go the distance? Yes at a minus 140. No at a plus 110. I like yes at a minus 140 that this fight goes the distance. Over 2.5 minus 190. Under 2.5 plus 148. Smotherman by KO or on points plus 130. Smotherman by sub or points plus 200. Sidey by KO on points minus 125. Sidey by sub or points plus 140. So with this fight right here, guys, give me Cameron Smotherman, guys. And give me Cameron Smotherman money line. At a plus 116. I'm going to take over 2.5 at a minus 190. I'm going to take Smotherman by decision at a plus 280. And give me Smotherman by KO or on points at a plus 130 just in case. I will say Sidey looks tall right here, guys. It's going to be a very tough fight. Let's go Smotherman for the win. Let's go, my guy. Show us what you fucking got, Smotherman. Come on. It's your second UFC fight. Let's get it. Another banger scrap. Montel Jackson versus Daniel Marcos. Montel Jackson minus 230. Daniel Marcos plus 184. I will say Daniel Marcos was a plus 164. Now he's a plus 184. There's some value to be made on Daniel Marcos. This card is pretty stacked. This is a very elite fight. Montel, the powerhouse Jackson versus the undefeated Daniel Marcos. Montel Jackson is a very well-rounded, can do it all. He has great takedown defense and averages around 4 takedowns per fight. If you guys didn't know, in my 6 best bets, you could see Montel Jackson wrestling earlier in his career. He lost to Brett Jones by decision. Montel Jackson then went on a 5-fight win streak, most recently knocking out Damon Blackshear with a straight left in 18 seconds. Montel Jackson is a very good athlete who is 8-2 in the UFC, which is a very good record. With 8 KOs, 1 sub, and 5 wins by decision. Matched up against Daniel Marcos, an excellent striker's delight, who looks to keep this on the feet, defend takedowns, stay in the middle. I will say Daniel Marcos had a very tough test ahead of him against Adrian Yanez. In that fight was closer than I'd imagine it to be, and Adrian Yanez was chopping up Daniel Marcos' legs over and over again. I will say Marcos has 8 KO wins, 9 wins by decision, and 3 of them are by split decision. So this fight could get really dicey. Daniel Marcos being 4-0 in the UFC undefeated makes this fight a little bit trickier because we know 2025 makes this fight a little bit harder for the undefeated fighters. But let's go over the props. Montel Jackson by KO plus 400. Jackson by sub plus 850. Jackson by decision plus 140. I like Jackson by decision at a plus 140. Daniel Marcos by KO plus 550. Marcos by sub plus 2,900. Marcos by decision plus 330. If you like Daniel Marcos, take him by decision or even take his money line. There's a lot of value to be made on Daniel Marcos. Will this fight go the distance? Yes at a minus 168. No at a plus 130. Over 2.5 minus 205. Under 2.5 plus 156. I like the over 2.5 at a minus 205. Montel Jackson by KO on points minus 160. Jackson by sub or points minus 105. Daniel Marcos by KO on points plus 170. Marcos by submission on points plus 290. So, give me Jackson by decision at a plus 140. Give me Montel Jackson money line at a minus 230. I'm going to take over 2.5 at a minus 205. Give me that this fight goes the distance at a minus 168. And give me Montel Jackson by KO on points at a minus 160, just in case. But Jackson, you better fucking wrestle if you need to, bro. Because Daniel Marcos is going to bring it in. This guy is not just some random guy. He's an undefeated prospect in the making. So, Montel Jackson, this is a very important fight for you in your career. Let's get it, my guy. Montel Jackson for the dub. Let's get it. I'll go by decision, 29-28. 501, let's get it. Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Daniel Rodriguez. Now, this one, you can see that the height is very discrepant, but I don't think that matters because both of these guys love to scrap. Let's get it. Earlier this week, Santiago Ponzinibbio and Daniel Rodriguez were both at a minus 113. Now, Santiago Ponzinibbio, minus 142. Daniel Rodriguez, plus 116. Let's go over it. Daniel Rodriguez is 2-3 in his last 5. Ponzi is also 2-3 in his last 5. 1-800 Gambler type of fight. Ponzi is a bit chinny, but has a heart made out of gold. Very good striker and will always bring it. Even if dropped, Ponzi always springs right back up, fights with everything. He has a very clean boxing, good distance management, lacks power, but has high volume. He's coming off of that KO win over Carlston Harris. Prior to that, he lost to Kevin Holland and Muslim Salikov, matched up against Daniel Rodriguez. This is going to be an absolute banger scrap right here. I still don't know how this guy beat the Leech, but it is what it is. He lost to Neil Magny by Darce choke, which is a very, very questionable decision loss, in my opinion, like losing to Neil Magny by Darce choke. And he lost to Kelvin Gaston in a very close fight, and Ian Machado Gary by head kick. Then he beat Alex Moreno by split. Honestly, this is a very good fight. He has good boxing, good low kicks, very heavy-handed, but when he gets taken down, he is a wet noodle on his back. Against Moreno, it took him a little bit of a while to adjust. He lost the first round against Alex Moreno, and we know Ponzinibbio should be the better boxer here. It's just that Daniel Rodriguez has the power. So this is going to be one of those fights where it's a guy who has volume versus a guy who's just trying to... It's a moment winner versus a minute winner. It's a very good scrap. Let's go over the props. Ponzi by KO plus 380. Ponzi by sub plus 1,900. Ponzi by decision plus 200. Daniel Rodriguez by KO plus 490. Rodriguez by sub plus 1,700. Rodriguez by decision plus 210. Will this fight go the distance? Yes at a minus 174. No at a plus 136. Over 2.5 minus 210. Under 2.5 plus 162. Ponzi by KO on points minus 120. Ponzi by submission on points plus 165. D-Rod by KO on points plus 105. D-Rod by submission or on points plus 175. So with this fight, guys, I'm going to take Ponzinibbio, guys. Give me Ponzinibbio. Low confidence, guys. I'm doing another official pick flip. Let's see how this goes. I'm going to take Ponzinibbio, guys, at a minus 142. Give me Ponzi moneyline at a minus 142. I'm going to take the over 2.5 at a minus 210. I'm going to take that this fight goes the distance at a minus 174. Give me Ponzi by decision at a plus 200. And give me Ponzi by KO or on points at a minus 120 just in case some crazy stuff happens. Let's go Ponzinibbio for the dub. Very low confidence, guys. Official pick flip, so low confidence. But let's see what he's got. I think he should be able to win more. He should be the minute winner. Daniel Rodriguez is the moment winner. I think the minute winner should be able to take over this fight. Let's go. May the best man win. Lock of the week time, baby. And damn, does Bo Nickal look small. But we've seen this before, guys, with Torres, Finney, and Robert Valentin. So here we go. Reinier de Ridder plus 230. Bo Nickal minus 310. Now Bo Nickal minus 355. Reinier de Ridder plus 270. So there's still some value on Reinier de Ridder if you're on his side. One of my most anticipated fights, if not my most anticipated fight on the entire card, guys. If you know, you know. RDR is on a 3-fight win streak. He's very tall. He can manage a lot of very good distance. He's a little bit sloppy on the feet, but his sub game is his bread and butter. RDR has a very good ability of never accepting no for an answer. RDR is a former 2 Division 1 FC champion. This guy lost both belts to the same guy, but this guy went 7-2 and won championship. This guy was having a little bit of questionable decisions before finding the sub in over JM3, but it is what it is. You know, styles make fights. RDR has 9 subs in the first round, 2 in the second, and 3 in the third. He has 3 TKO wins and 2 wins by decision, excuse me. Bo Nickal, matched up against Bo Nickal, guys. We know Bo Nickal's NCAA champion, but that doesn't matter because we've seen guys with Olympic backgrounds look like shit in MMA. He transitioned to MMA after his success with college wrestling, an incredible American wrestler who's making waves in MMA. Bo Nickal is 7-0, slowly working his way up. You guys know where you're going to get with Bo Nickal. He has a very good feint, very feint heavy. He touches the leg and then hits you with an overhand. This guy has a very good style. We'll see what he's got. Let's go over the props. Bo Nickal by KO plus 180. Bo Nickal by sub plus 500. Bo Nickal by decision plus 220. Bo Nickal by sub at a plus 500. I can see like the bookies are saying that maybe it's not likely, but we've seen Bo Nickal get some submissions, if not multiple submissions before in his career. If either of these guys are tired, guys, this fight can easily end by submission, and Bo Nickal could be on the right end of it. Bo by decision plus 220. This fight could go to the distance. If it goes the distance, it's going to be very competitive. RDR by KO plus 1,300. RDR by sub plus 750. RDR by decision plus 600. Will this fight go the distance? Yes at a plus 132. No at a minus 168. Over 2.5 plus 100. Under 2.5 minus 128. I think I like the under 2.5, but this could get dicey. RDR by KO or sub plus 500. RDR by KO or points plus 430. RDR by submission on points plus 330. I like RDR by submission on points at a plus 330. We know RDR is a very good submission specialist, BJJ black belt. So this guy should be able to win by submission if you're on his side. RDR to land 1 takedown at a plus 380. I think RDR can definitely take down Bo Nickal. This fight could get scrappy. He could reverse Bo Nickal. This fight could definitely get dicey. Bo Nickal to land 1 takedown, minus 360. If you're sketchy on Bo Nickal, just take him to land 1 takedown. But we know that he didn't land a takedown against Paul Craig. But I think he's going to have a different game plan here. So with this fight right here, guys, you guys know me. Give me Bo Nickal moneyline at a minus 355. I'll take Bo Nickal by KO at a plus 180. I'm going to take Bo Nickal by decision at a plus 220. I'm going to take that this fight doesn't go the distance at a minus 168. I'm going to take the over 2.5 at a plus 100. And give me Bo Nickal to land 1 takedown at a minus 360. Let's go, my guy, Bo Nickal for the dub. Lock of the week. Let's see what it is. Let's see what it is. Let's see what it is, my guy. I can't wait. Let's see what happens. May the best man win. Let's get it. Main event time, main event time, main event time, main event time. I will say Bo Nickal does look small right here. He looks small. He doesn't look like he has that much muscle definition. But we know technique can override muscle definition and strength. Technique over strength. Precision beats power. Let's go. Now, this is going to be an absolute banger scrap right here. Deiveson Figueiredo versus Cory Sandhagen. I will say, Figueiredo looks skinny, but he doesn't look that short. He can easily still touch the chin of Cory. Cory's going to be managing distance, trying to stay on the outside, but I still think Figgy has a very good chance. These odds are just disrespectful. Minus 480 for Cory Sandhagen, Deiveson Figueiredo plus 330. Now, Cory Sandhagen minus 550, Deiveson Figueiredo plus 390. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. Figgy can definitely win. Maybe plus 5.5 if you have it on DraftKings. Both of these guys have fought 3 of the same opponents. Marlon Vera, Peter Yan, and Rob Font. They both lost to Peter Yan. They both beat Marlon Vera and Rob Font, which is actually insane. Cory Sandhagen is 10-4 in the UFC. A very high volume striker with excellent footwork, cardio, speed, and fight IQ on his side. He tends to lack power and can struggle against grapplers like Aljo, Umar, and Dillashaw. Cory has good footwork. BJJ will always move, never stay still, and always will wrestle if needed. This is what I like about Cory. He's well-rounded. Cory defended 8 takedowns against Umar, which is impressive. Cory uses cardio to his advantage. Cory has gotten dropped before. We know Figgy was the first person to ever drop Marlon Chito Vera. I can see Cory getting dropped by a huge straight down the middle after Figgy stalking him down. Like Joseph Benavidez, he's stalking him down, and then he just lands that right. I will say, Figgy does this thing where back at flyweight, he used to have his head over his feet, where basically he would lunge forward, and when you don't want to have your head over your feet because it leaves you to get caught and it leaves you to, throw a little bit too much, and you can be on the wrong exchange on a counter. So I will say that is a little bit of a red flag. Figgy sometimes gets head over feet, something you won't see in Cory. Notable performances for Cory are Peter Yan. I know he lost to Peter Yan, but Mario Batista, John Lineker, Marlon Moraes, Frankie Edgar, Marlon Vera, and Rob Font. Matched up against former flyweight champion of the world, Deiveson Figueiredo. Who remembers when Figgy fought on 2 pay-per-views back-to-back? UFC 255, Figgy vs. Alex Perez, and UFC 256, Figgy vs. Moreno. Till this day, I will say that is the biggest mistake in Figueiredo's career to fight 2 pay-per-views back-to-back. Because not only did he go to a draw with Brandon Moreno after he beat Alex Perez, but him trying to fight on 2 pay-per-views back-to-back led him to go to a very close draw with Brandon Moreno and led him to lose that rivalry with Brandon Moreno. Imagine if he would have beat Brandon Moreno. Who knows what would happen, guys. I think that fight was a little closer because of the 2 pay-per-views back-to-back. Deiveson Figueiredo is a switch stance Muay Thai fighter. He primarily fights from an orthodox stance, but is known to switch to southpaw stance during matches. Since Figgy has moved up, he's beaten Rob Font, Cody Garbrandt, Marlon Vera, and seems to have more power. Figgy has wrestled a lot since moving up. He has 9 takedowns in his last 4 fights. When Figgy walks you down and he stalks you down like his opponent, you know a big straight down the middle is coming. He most recently lost to Peter Yan. He got outclassed, but no shame in losing that scrap. That was a very good scrap. I think this is a good matchup for Figgy to perform. He can have a lot of success early, and I can even see this fight being 2-2 heading towards the 5th. The pick is going to be Cory Sandhagen by 48-47, 49-46, and 48-47 unanimous decision. But if his chin gets cracked, it could be all over. Let's go over the props. Cory by KO plus 440. Cory by sub plus 700. Cory by decision minus 140. I like Cory by decision at a minus 140. It's a big price tag, but I think he can fit the price tag. Figgy by KO plus 1,200. Figgy by sub plus 1,400. Figgy by decision plus 750. Will this fight go the distance? Yes, at a minus 210. No at a plus 160. Over 4.5 minus 235. Under 4.5 plus 180. Cory Sandhagen to land 1 takedown. I'm going to double check what that's at. I had it right here, but you know the odds always fluctuate. Let's double check. Alright, so Cory Sandhagen to land 1 takedown. Minus 600. It's a good anchor to your parlay. Deiveson Figueiredo to land 1 takedown. Minus 175. I think Figgy at least gets 1 takedown. Maybe. Unless he gets completely outstriked and 50-45 like he did against Peter Yan. That's going to be very good, though. Figgy to land 1 takedown. There's some pretty good odds right there. Maybe Cory to land 1 takedown at a minus 600 is a good anchor piece, but it's a little bit too much of a big price tag. Cory by KO on points minus 290. Cory by subword points minus 220. Figgy by KO on points plus 500. Figgy by subword points plus 500. Cory by KO rounds 1, 2, or 3 plus 650. We know against Frankie Edgar, Marlon Moraes, he had some very early KOs. Cory by KO rounds 3, 4, and 5 plus 1,000. A little bit of a Hail Mary. Figgy by KO rounds 1, 2, or 3 plus 2,000. And I'm going to tell you what Figgy by KO rounds 3, 4, and 5 is. Give me 1 second. Deiveson Figueiredo to win by KO rounds 3, 4, and 5 plus 2,800, which is absolutely insane. So give me Cory Sandhagen money line. Obviously, it's a big fucking favorite, but just as an anchor, just in case some crazy Hail Mary happens, at a minus 550, I'll take the money line for Cory. I'm gonna take Cory by decision at a minus 140. I'm gonna take the over 4.5 at a minus 235. I'll take Cory Sandhagen to land 1 takedown at a minus 600. And give me double chance. I'll take Cory by KO or on points at a minus 290. So I'm going to repeat them. Cory moneyline minus 500. Cory 1 takedown minus 600. I'll take the over 4.5 at a minus 235. Cory by decision at a minus 140. And Cory by KO or on points at a minus 290. Let's go, my guy, Cory Sandhagen. Let me know what you guys got. Let me know who you guys got. Let me know what you guys think. And let me know if you guys like this video, guys. Be honest. Drop a like, guys. I love you guys. I'm not going to be able to update you guys as fast as I would or normally like I would every Saturday with the community tab. But UFC 315 next week. We're back in action, guys. So right after Saturday, I'm going to upload the full card predictions for UFC 315 on Sunday. So stay tuned, guys. And I'll update you guys with the community tab next Saturday. Not this Saturday like I normally do every Saturday. But next Saturday, we're back in action with UFC 315. JDM versus Belal. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to go Cory Sandhagen to win this fight by unanimous decision. 48-47, 49-46, and 48-47. Let's get it on all judges' scorecards. We'll see how it goes. Let me know if you guys like this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's get it. Peace. The best is blessed, baby. God bless. Have a great week, guys. Hey.